Want to grow your business and take it to the next level? Well, here we all are, and we're going to show you how through hard work, perseverance, and a little help and know-how, you can take things to the next level and push the success of your business even further. Let's get going.
Welcome everyone, Paul Wright here, and this is the next episode of the Practiceology Podcast, the science of teaching you how to run a highly profitable and successful allied health business that works without you. And a great episode today. I've tracked down Ed Osburn, who doesn't know me from a bar of soap, but I've approached Ed, and he told me before today he rarely does interviews anymore, but he's come on this show. So Ed, welcome and thanks for joining us.
Hey, my pleasure.
I think when we talked before, I think it was that I was a layabout Australian, and he thought, what's this guy all about? So I think I stoked his interest, but We'll see how we go with this episode today. Now, what we've got, 7 questions in 7 minutes, Ed. You know the format.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get stuck on it. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. Question 1. Ed, actually, before even the introduction of Ed, I've neglected my job totally. I've gone straight to the episode. I was nervous about the podcast guru being with me that I've missed my number one job. Ed is, get this, number 1 ranked iTunes podcaster for the Chiropractic Philanthropist podcast. And listen to some episodes this morning, and this is a hot podcast. So no reason why it's no surprise he's number 1 ranked. Best-selling author, 2 Comma Club Award winner, leading visionary in the chiropractic industry through Laptop Lifestyle Academy, one of his businesses, his virtual podcast training course, Men of Iron Brotherhood. He's got some great stuff. He offers a range of training for health professionals, chiropractors who want to build massive movement and far-reaching impact while creating multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses. And I loved his philosophy, guys, and this is very in tune with what we're doing at Practiceology. Your practice can be anything you dream it to be, and your success does not have to come at the expense of your quality of life. Now, if that's not 1-minute practice, if that's not Practiceology, this guy is on the same train as we are. Yeah, that is hot. Now, let's go to the 7 questions. You're okay now? He's thinking about it. Oh, he's all set to go. All right, let me go and I'll reset that again. And let's go. Ed Osburn, who was your ideal client?
So ideal client, any doctor or health professional who is currently looking to increase their impact and go outside of their circle of influence, their existing circle of influence. So that by meaning that, I mean global. They want to go virtual.
Because most of us think too local, don't we? We're thinking too local, our neighborhood, but you're bigger, aren't you?
Yeah, I think every doctor should have a way that people can invest in their services outside of actually coming into their office. So virtual services, products and services.
So question 2, so what problem do you solve?
Exactly. Go back to question number 1. Anyone who has a longing to create virtual services, so a way that they're not, being chained to their brick and mortar practice.
So we're then freeing them of recruitment. We're freeing them of rents, leases, possibly all the other hassles that come with a bricks and mortar business.
Well, it can be so it used to be more in the getting people scaled out of their practice. Now we actually find it's in addition to, so I call it scaling your practice vertically, or having the brick and mortar, but then instead of going and having more brick and mortar, we're actually going vertical, meaning having online services, products and services.
So question 3, with about 5.5 minutes left. So what are the typical symptoms people experience when they haven't scaled their business? What are they suffering from?
Yeah, so they're on the new patient treadmill. They're looking for leads. They're always looking for, a way to increase their income. But as health professionals, let's face it, we have the same problem. All docs, all health professionals have the same problem, and that is that we're trading time for money. People invest to spend time for us and to get our, access to us. So if you can scale that, that's the big problem that we're solving. And along with that comes a lot of anxiety, a lot of liabilities, a lot of, managing people, managing personalities. You can imagine all the stressors that come with running a brick and mortar business.
Yeah. So question 4, what common mistakes people make when trying to scale? So if they do get on the idea that I'll scale this thing, I'll go online or I'll do something, what mistakes do they make when they try and do it?
Number one is there's two types of people. There's people who have more money than they have time. So what they do is they actually invest money in product, in people, or into creating things where they have no real understanding of how to jump into online business. And then there's people who have more time than they have money, and they spend a lot of time and energy trying to create things, and they really just can't get things going, and they end up quitting. Both end up quitting in the end. I would say the number one thing most people need is a mentor. They need someone to help coach them and to mentor them through this, but they also need a community of like-minded individuals, because we don't all get it. Like, not everybody understands online business.
Because you went through this, because you're a former chiropractor as well and business owner. So you went through exactly this journey, didn't you? When you awakened the giant to a certain extent of the global opportunity?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, I invested so much time trying to figure stuff out on my own. And then I invested so much money, like money I didn't have, like $30,000, $40,000 initially, that I really didn't have. And all of those things failed. And it ended up like, I just found the right person. It was actually John Lee Dumas was my first mentor. And I found the right person who gave me the right advice, and then things clicked. And then the next mentor and the next mentor, and just keeps going like that.
Because I could talk to you guys for ages. So at what point did you decide I'm no longer going to be the bricks and mortar chiro? Was it a gradual transition, or you thought, hang on, here's the big, this is massive?
I had no intention of stepping out of practice. What happened was, it was a business decision. When my online business, like what I'm doing now and currently have been doing for the last 7 years, became more profitable. It just simply made more sense for me to spend more time doing this, dollars and cents wise, versus being in my practice. Plus, I was impacting a lot more people, if you think about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, question 5, I've stolen a bit of your time. A valuable free action. What can our listeners and viewers do themselves to get started on this journey? What would you suggest they do to get started?
Well, I'm a big audio guy, right? I love audio. So I would say, in terms of free resources, go to Spotify, iTunes, whichever you prefer. Go to a listening device and start listening to podcasts. It's the fastest way to really just, absorb so much free knowledge that's out there. The people I like would be the people that I actually follow. I only follow about 2 or 3 people at a time. I try not to get too distracted. So John Lee Dumas was the first. I do prefer to follow. I like Garrett J. White. He's a little bit spicy. And then my previous mentor was Russell Brunson. So He created ClickFunnels. But anything Russell puts out there is of quality and substance. It's great.
Yeah. So question 6, what's a valuable free resource? What can our listeners get from you to get more information and find out and help them on this journey? Because it's a great journey if you get on it, because I've been on the same one as you. What can they do?
Well, something I've realized over the years is it's not just about being able to create one-off sales or selling one product. It's actually to be able to create multiple transactions. So I want to give a free resource. Head over to dredosburn.com. So it's Dr. Ed Osburn. So it looks like Dread Osburn, OSBURN.com. And literally, right, well, like as soon as I get off this, I'm going to go and embed a link, especially for this podcast. And it's a free upload free access to a video that's a 10-minute video that will show you the 3 secrets to creating recurring online income. Not just 1 or 2 sales, but recurring online income. It's the secrets.
It's the golden grail, isn't it? Continuity income is the golden grail.
It's the secret of why I can take 2 weeks off right now and jump on an interview with you. Yeah, at 5 p.m.
Final question. What's the one question, Ed, I should have asked you in our 7 minutes that I didn't get to? What's the hot question I should have asked?
It would probably be like, how long does it take? So
question. How long does it take, Ed?
It takes a while. Like I've been 7 years like a 7-year overnight success, you could say. But before that, I had nights where I was up all night. Like I put a lot of time. I folded time. So, I mean, most people don't realize how much work we put in. We make it look easy, but it's not easy. So that's the one thing it's probably not going to help a lot of people. Go, oh no, this isn't easy. But it really, once you learn this skill set, it's the greatest skill set, marketing, online business skill set that you'll ever learn, and you will impact and change more lives than you ever can imagine.
So what's the resource, Ed? Where do they go to find you and find out the free resource? Where's the best place?
So they can head to Dr. Ed Osburn at, sorry, they can head to dredosburn.com. That's the site.
And can you give the podcast a plug as well? Because it's hot. I love the podcast. Tell us a bit about where to find the podcast, because that's hot.
Yeah, so you can actually head over to the Chiropractic Philanthropist.com. So we have our podcast there. Just hit the podcast tab. You could also even just go to iTunes or to Spotify or any other, online podcast player and just search the Chiropractic Philanthropist, and we'll come up. We've had, I think we're 370 episodes in now.
It's great, guys. Get your ears around that, because it's a great program. I was listening to some this morning. As I said, I'm hooked. So it's a great resource. Ed Osburn, thanks for joining us on the Practiceology Podcast.
Thank you.
Now, if you haven't accessed our monthly demonstration, go to mypracticeology.com and register for the next upcoming presentation. See you in the next episode.